Hi there. So this video is the demonstration for creation of fields and the record creation. So I'd like to take it forward from where I have left in the last video. So if you remember, we have created a new object, right? So for a field creation, we need an object to be selected. So I will take the same object which we have created yesterday, which is grocery store. I am navigating to that object which we have created yesterday, and you could see this fields and relationship on the left side pane, right? So when you click on that, it will list you out every single field available in this particular object. So for a new field to be created, we have this new button over here. And if you remember, there are four steps involved in the field creation, as we have seen in the PPT a couple of videos back. I guess. So the first step is the data type selection, right? So this is all the data types available in Salesforce. We'll go through it one by one. So firstly, this is auto number, and you would have remembered auto number, which is same as the one which we have seen in the object creation for the recording object, right? So it is pretty similar. Then regarding this formula and roll-up summary and all these relationship fields, these are ocean in itself. So we will discuss about this in very detailed manner in the upcoming video. So just don't worry about this right now. Then we have this checkbox field. So as you would have known, the checkbox is returns true or false value. If it is checked, it is true, and if it is unchecked, it is false. Then we have currency. So again, this, as the name suggests, this is to have the currency data into it. So what this can be useful, like when we export it in Excel, it would have the currency symbol included into it. So that is what the use of this currency field is, instead of having the number field to have the currency being saved over it. Then we have date. This would allow the user to pick the date in this particular field, or the date time, which allow, in addition to the date, we can also pick the time over it. Then email field. So the use of this email field is like when a user tries to save a particular record of an email field which is not an email, it will throw an error. So that is what the use of it. Like for example, let's say the email ID we are trying to save is grocery at gmail.com. Instead the user is just giving it as grocery, then it will throw an error. That is what the use of it. And geolocation, so this is more to we would have the latitude and longitude information saved over this field. Then number, it is pretty straightforward, as you don't know. Then we have percentage. So what is the difference between number and percentage is that whenever you save a number in percent, like for example, whenever you are provide a 10 as the value in this percent field, then it automatically append it with percentage symbol as 10%. Then we have phone. So this phone value would be again automatically formatted when you provide the phone number data to it. Then there are a couple of pick list fields. So first pick list is in both the pick list we can provide the list of pick list values to be selected. The difference between these two is the first one the user could select only one of the drop down, whereas in the second one the user could select multiple values out of the list provided. Then we have a few text fields. The first text is pretty simple. It could be any combination of letters and numbers. The Then the second text, text area is it would allow up to 255 characters. Then the difference between text area and text area long is just the characters, which the text area long would allow 131,072 characters to it. Then we have text area rich. So this could also have images and lines in addition to the formatted text. Then we have the text encrypted. So text encrypted is nothing but a normal text value, but it would have it in the encrypted format. That would be it. Then the last two fields is one is time. So again, this would be pretty straightforward. The user can provide the time, and they have also mentioned the valid time formats over here. And the final is a URL. So the use of this URL field is whenever a URL being provided as a record for this particular field, then it would be it would be as hyperlink when one says the record, and using that hyperlink they could navigate to the URL page. So yeah, that should be it about the data type. So for demo purpose, I'll take text as the data type for now. Then when we click on the next, we will be led to the next step, which is the field field information page. So here we'll be providing the field label, like right now I'm providing it as location, and the field name would get auto populated same as the object name, which is the API name. So this again would be appended with underscore underscore c as API name. And since this is a text field, we need to mention the length. By length, it means the number of characters. So like for now, I'll provide it as 50. Then we have the description, same as the object description. So I'll have it as this refers to the location of the grocery store. I'll have this as this. And help text is so whenever a value is provided, what would happen is next to the field name there will be this small question mark icon, same as here in I, right? Similarly, we would be having this small question mark icon. So when we hover over that, we could see this help text as a message, same as here, as in this yellow box. So for now, I'll have this as please enter the city name. I'll show you how it would look like, right? We have this few checkboxes. First is required. So again, when this particular checkbox is checked, then this particular field would be as mandatory field. The mandatory field can be identified using this red mark, same as here. And unique, when this unique checkbox is checked, then it will not allow duplicate values. And when this particular checkbox is checked, you can see this radio box is being enabled, which would define whether it is case insensitive or case sensitive. Oh yeah, that is the purpose of it. Then we have external ID. So again, there is not much of a difference between unique and external ID, but the external ID is the one which should act as identifier for an external system. Like by external system, what we mean is like we would be needing to load the data from backend using some tools. So in those tools, this external ID could be used as identifier. Don't worry about it much right now. We can look into this later. Just have a basic idea of what external ID is. Then we have this default value. We can provide a default value. Like for example, I'm going to give it as Chennai. Since it is a text value, we have to enclose it with double quotes. You can also have the default value as in the formula. Like you can also have the default value populated using the formula. By clicking on this, like you'll get to know about formula more in detail later. Okay, so for now I'll have it as Chennai. Then it will lead us to the next step, FLS, which is the field level security, right? So as you could see here, the field level we could define the access of a particular field based on the profiles. So these are the profiles listed in Salesforce. So there are two options. One is visible and one is read only, right? Like for example, I'll take this particular profile, and when read only is being checked, you could see visible could also be checked automatically. So what is the purpose of this is when read only is checked, it will be visible for the user, but as read-only field, the user could not edit the field. But when visible is checked, then the user could able to edit the field as well. Like for example, here we have this identity user. For identity user, we have visible is only being checked, right? So whomsoever the user with the identity user profile, he would be able to edit this field. Whereas the user in partner community login user profile would be able to only see the record and not edit. Okay, so that is how it works. So I'll have this as is. Then I'll click on next, which will lead us to the page layouts section. So what would happen in page layout is all the page layouts for this particular object would be listed over here. Since we have only one layout right now, only this is being displayed. So by checking on this particular checkbox, it means that this particular field location would be available in access for the users in this particular page layout. So that is what it depicts. Then we can just, this is the process of field creation. So by clicking on save, the field would get saved. Yeah, the field has been saved here as location, and you can see this API name appended with underscore underscore c as location underscore underscore c. So this is how the field creation would work. Then the object creation, then it is the record creation. So for records to be created, we need to navigate to the particular object tab. So I am trying going to navigate to this object tab, which is grocery stores, right? So I'm so when I click on this grocery stores tab, it would be navigated to this particular tab, and you can see this new button. By clicking on this new button, we will be able to create this record. So I'm clicking on this new button, and as you could see, a grocery store name which we have provided at the object creation step, right? So this would be there, and this location, which is the custom field which we have created just now. So we have been talking about this, help, right? So this is the help icon. I'm sorry about that. It's not question mark, whereas it is I. I'm sorry about that. So when we hover over this, we can see the help list over here. And we have provided the default value is Chennai, right? So here Chennai has been populated. But we can again edit it. Like for example, now I am going to provide it as Palakkad and grocery store name as what is it? Test grocery maybe. So since these are only two fields, I can just click on save. It should save this record, and this is how the saved record would look like. So yeah, that would end the demo of field creation and record creation. Thank you. Have a good day and happy learning.